Good morning, students. This is Sheba. Now we are going to discuss about Electronic Devices Unit 3 Field Effect Transistors. In our previous session, we have discussed about field effect transistor, its working, operational principle, characteristics of FET such as drain and transfer characteristics. So now in this session we are going to see in detail about the JFET, its operating characteristics. Of course, in our last session itself we have discussed a lot about what is meant by this JFET and what are all the types such as N-channel and P-channel JFET and its working principle. So, FET has three terminals as we have seen, such as source, gate and drain. So moving to the operation of a JFET, when we give a DC voltage source, this voltage source controls the flow of current, and so FET is said to be voltage control device. Operation of this JFET at various gate bias potential is mentioned in this diagram, which you can clearly see as the figure A represents bias is 0 and depletion layer is thin. Low resistance channel exists between the drain and the source. Moving to the figure B, moderate gate to channel reverse bias results in narrower channel, as you can see clearly in this diagram. And figure C, yes, when this bias is further increased, bias greater than the pinch of voltage, which results in no conductive path from drain to source. It is fully merged. So this tree diagram represents the non-conductive depletion region, which becomes broader with increased reverse bias, in which here the two gate regions of each FET are connected to each other. And so JFET is always operated with the gate source PN junction reverse biased. Reverse biasing of this gate source junction with the negative voltage produces a depletion region along the PN junction, which extends into the N channel and thus increases its resistance by restricting the channel width, as you can see in this diagram. Moving to the operation concept of JFET, we take two consideration. One is gate to source voltage, that is VGS is equal to 0 volt, and the second one is VGS less than 0 volt. So when VGS is equal to 0 volt, VDS, that is drain to source voltage, is positive value. VDS is decreased, and here at VGS is equal to 0 volt, VDS is increased from 0 to a more positive voltage. The depletion region between P gate and N channel increases, as you can see in the diagram. Increasing the depletion region decreases the size of the N channel, which increases the resistance of the N channel. Even though this N channel resistance is increasing, the current from source to drain through the N channel is increasing. This is because VDS is increased. So moving to the characteristic curve, that is drain characteristics. As I have mentioned, drain and transfer characteristics are the two important characteristics, as you can see. Here, drain characteristics, to start, suppose VGS is equal to 0 volt, then VDS is increased, which results in ID increasing. Therefore, ID is proportional to VDS for small values of VDS. For larger value of VDS, as VDS increases, the depletion layer becomes wider, causing the resistance of channel increasing. After the pinch of voltage, that is VP, is reached, the ID becomes nearly constant and maximum value. IDSS, drain to source current with gate shortened. So you can see clearly this drain characteristics diagram, which is drawn versus ID versus VDS, that is drain current versus drain to source voltage VDS. And so the saturation level point IDSS is marked here, which is nothing but drain to source current with the gate shorted. Increasing the resistance due to narrowing channel, and here you can see the curve of N channel resistance clearly. Pinch of voltage is marked as the junction point between the IDSS and the curve. So ID versus VDS for VGS is equal to 0 volt is clearly shown in this diagram. And thus our first condition, when VGS is equal to 0 volt, the channel becomes narrower as VDS is increased. Yes, when this VGS is equal to 0 volt, VDD is the voltage applied between the drain and the source, and drain is at higher potential and source is at lower potential, and this potential difference between the gate and drain is higher as compared to the gate and source. So the depletion region will expand more towards the drain and then will contract towards the source. When electrons will move from source to the drain, they will find a narrow path between the two p-type regions. It means by expanding the depletion region, the resistance of the channel between p-type region has increased. So less current will flow from the drain to source, and drain current ID is equal to the source current IS. The same concept is also applicable to p-channel JFET. But here negative voltage is applied at the drain. Yes, whenever you prepare for a concept, prepare for both for N channel as well as the P channel JFET. So moving to the second concept, that is when VGS is less than 0 volt. Yes, for negative values, that is when VGS is less than 0 volt, the gate to channel junction is reverse biased even with VDS is equal to 0 volt. Thus the initial channel resistance is higher. The resistance value is under the control of VGS. If VGS is less than this pinch off voltage, the resistance becomes an open circuit. Therefore, the device is in cutoff. The region where ID constant, the saturation and pinch off region. And the region where ID depends on VDS is said to be linear, triode or ohmic region. So when applying this second condition, that is applying negative voltage to the gate of JFET, the PN junction is reverse bias and spreads towards the N channel, which results in almost similar when we apply 0 volt at the gate and VDD was variable. So if you keep on increasing this VGS, the depletion region will increase. The resistance of the channel will also increase, and hence the current will reduce. So as I have mentioned now, there are 4 major regions of JFET action. First one is the ohmic region, that is linear region in which JFET behaves like an ordinary resistor. Second one is the pinch off region, that is saturation or amplifier region. Here the JFET operates as a constant current device because ID is relatively independent of VDS, and IDSS drain current with gate shorted to source. Third one is the breakdown region. If VDS is increased beyond its value corresponding to VA, that is avalanche breakdown voltage, JFET enters the breakdown region where ID increases to an excessive value. And fourth one is the cutoff region. As VGS is made more and more negative, the gate reverse bias increases, which increases the thickness of the depletion region. As negative value of VGS is increased, a stage comes when two depletion regions touch each other, and here VGS off, that is cutoff value, is equal to minus VP, that is pinch off voltage, and modulus of VP is equal to modulus of VGS off. Moving to the another major characteristics, that is transfer characteristics. The input to output transfer characteristics of JFET is given in form of beta, that is IC is equal to beta into IB as we know in the BJT. And here in JFET, the relation between the VGS input voltage and ID output current is used to define the transfer characteristics. This is also called as Shockley's equation. Yes, in 2 marks or in any question they can also ask us transfer characteristics or define Shockley equation. Here ID is equal to IDSS into 1 minus VGS divided by VP the whole square. This equation is also said to be the current equation of JFET. Here VP is equal to VGS of. The relationship is more complicated, and as a result FETs are often referred to as square law devices. As defined by the Shockley's equation, the relationship between ID and VGS obtaining the transfer characteristics curve axis point obtained when VGS is equal to 0 volt, ID is equal to IDSS, and when VGS is equal to VGS off, ID is equal to 0 milliamps. You can clearly see the two characteristics drawn at a single diagram, that is JFET transfer characteristics and JFET drain characteristics curve. Moving to the problematic part, exercise 1 problem, sketch the transfer defined by IDSS is equal to 12 milliamps, VGS off is equal to VP is equal to minus 6 volt. Yes, as we know the formula ID is equal to IDSS into 1 minus VGS by VP the whole square. You can apply this value and you can find the values of VGS from this value, since both the IDSS and VP is given in the problem. So after finding this value, I am drawing the diagram which is asked. So they asked to draw the transfer characteristics. So it is drawn VGS versus ID in milliamps. I am choosing the points of different values of ID like 1 milliamps, 2 milliamps, 3 milliamps, and finding the values of VGS, and I am pointing the pinch of voltage values according to that. So moving to the second problem, as similarly gave in the first problem, here also they have given the values of IDSS as 4 milliamps and VGS off is equal to 3 volt. So taking these two values, I am finding the values of VP and finding the values of VGS. I am substituting for different values of ID. So moving to the important questions, in part A they may ask 2 marks, explain the transfer characteristics of N-channel JFET, sketch and explain the drain characteristics of P-channel JFET, draw the circuit diagram to apply the drain characteristics of N-channel JFET, and explain the transfer characteristics of P-channel JFET. Yes, whenever you prepare any drain and transfer characteristics of JFET, you prepare both for P-channel as well as the N-channel. They may ask anything in these 2 marks. And considering part B and C, first one, draw a circuit for obtaining drain and transfer characteristics of N-channel JFET. Second one, sketch and explain the drain characteristics and transfer characteristics of P-channel JFET. Yes, they may ask this question in 13 marks also. So you have to clearly explain what is meant by this drain and transfer characteristics and how it is calculated in terms of N-channel JFET and P-channel JFET separately. So here I have also given the website link for references, and also book reference corresponding to electronic devices book which I have suggested, U.A. Bakshi, A.P. Godse, page number 3, chapter 3, page number 6 to page number 9 corresponds to this topic of discussion. Moving to the application part, yes, this FET or as JFET is majorly applied in switching devices, and so yes, why we need this regions of transmission like ohmic region, cutoff region, or saturation region, whatever the region you are choosing. When we operate a switch, it switches on, switches off automatically. So this on off corresponds to the saturation and cutoff region of the JFET, and so we are changing these parameters according to the application which we do, whether we are applying it as a single switch or whether we are applying it in a communication switch system for entire control of the system alone. So based on the application, we can modify the parameters according to the need we have. So this is about the topic which we have discussed now. If you have any doubts in this, you can ask me and get the details. Thank you.